everybody, welcome, and as always I thank you for your loyalty and friendship. To my members, your video is coming again over the weekend as I just need time to stitch it all together. Anyway, on to today's video. Firstly, I'm confused. Earlier this week there were peace talks with Zelensky from Ukraine and his European allies. President Trump even stopped the one meeting at one point to make a phone call to Putin. Anyway, regardless of the fact that no deal was made, it looked positive with both leaders showing their willingness to meet. That is at least something, isn't it? Well, so I thought. Then this morning I see that Starmer is deploying soldiers to Ukraine. It appears to me, and that comes with all due respect to my British subscribers, but firstly, Starmer cannot even protect his own border. How can he protect Ukraine's border? And secondly, at this point, I think his military will soon be needed inside the country more than outside of the country. I think the United Kingdom is on the brink of a revolution. I fear for the monarchy because to the lady who said that they don't want a president, they want a king, you do realize that if there is a revolution, you may end up with neither. I apologize for the grunts in the background. That is indeed Dear Yellow Dog or Akira. Anyway, I'm honestly disgusted and angry on behalf of all my British friends that neither the King nor Prince William had said a single word about the situation in the country. Now look, I know it's political, but all they need to do is acknowledge their people, even if it's just by calling them to calm or acknowledging that there's an issue. Even if the King just says he's meeting with his Prime Minister in, say, a week or 2 weeks or whatever. And if I was King Charles, I would certainly oppose Starmer sending troops to Ukraine. But, you know, I'm not anyone, so I can only sit back and watch. Now, I have a question for you. I just read an article about who will be going to Balmoral to join Charles there. And according to the article, all the Yorks are going. Even Beatrice's stepson, Wolfie. Andrew, Sarah, Beatrice, Edo, and all three their children, Eugenie, Jack, and their children, the whole lot. But there's not one mention of William, Catherine, and their children. I even reread the article in the Mirror. Nothing. Now, I know it's tradition that all of them get together at Balmoral, and the pony press are, of course, stating that they are getting ready to go to Balmoral. But are they? I don't know. It seems George is indeed heading for Eton after all, as he has been allocated a house at the school. I know there's something like 52 houses at the school, which I think is more like a team. Anyway, I thus have a feeling that if they do go to Balmoral, it will only be for, say, a long weekend, 3 or 4 days. I can actually see them wanting to spend more time with George, you know, alone as a family before he starts school again. Okay, and now I have something rather interesting, shall I say eye-watering interesting for you. Harry and Meghan are apparently on the brink of suing a website. The website allegedly started posting naked pictures of Meghan on their website. The website is described as the celebrity section of ISIS, which I doubt is true, but the nickname will give you an idea of their integrity. Well, allegedly, I have not seen it myself, I must admit, but allegedly they published a photo of Meghan posing naked on a sofa with a towel over her body, and another of her completely naked with her bare boobs covered in Arabic writing. Anyway, the group allegedly said that they released the photographs in protest against the occupation of Muslim holy lands by the United Kingdom soldiers. Allegedly, they are demanding a number of other things as well, and encouraged the royal family and the British government to act very fast on their requests in order to prevent further damage and embarrassment for the king and the monarchy, and for allowing someone like Meghan to marry into the family. Now, if you're doubting me, I do indeed have the name of the site, but you cannot pay me to go there and check Meghan's photographs out. But I'll flash the details of the website on the screen for about 2 seconds. So if you're curious, then you can stop the video, pause it, and then you can go and have a look. However, Wikipedia, confirming that there are indeed photographs of the likes of Tiger Woods, Miley Cyrus, Catherine McPhee, Ariana Grande, Meghan Markle, and others on the site, is indeed good enough for me. Now, you can go look if you want. I would prefer not to. I would prefer to keep whatever I've eaten today inside my stomach. I guess I'm also becoming a bit of a prude in my old age. Anyway, according to Wikipedia, the photographs of Meghan were manipulated. But according to a statement by one of Meghan Markle's BFFs or staff, I don't know, I paged past it, okay? These are photographs stolen from her years ago, around about 2017. Now, whether that is true or not, I don't know. But in 2017, there was indeed a scandal of sorts when photographs belonging to one or two other celebrities, I can't remember the entire story, but they were like very seductive photographs, and they were indeed stolen. I can't remember how, when, what the story was, but it did happen. So obviously, Meghan's people are either stealing that story now, or it is true. It was stolen in 2017 along with other people's photographs. Apparently, allegedly, if I really rack my brains, there was some kind of data dump from, I don't know whether it was an agent or whatever, someone's laptop or computer. Anyway, you know, I can still look it up, I'm sure, but is it worth it? But I know it was something like that, a data dump, and it contained these photographs. Anyway, I personally cannot tell you which is true. Are they manipulated photographs? Are they stolen photographs? I don't know. I'm not going to go look. I'm not going to dissect it. All I can tell you is I think that just the fact that there are different excuses floating about already says a lot. Well, I don't think anyone is even going to bother with the threats, because by now I think most of us had already seen one or two of those candid shots. And even some raw action from Meghan Markle, if you catch my drift. The least of which was her tiny role in 90210, where a bloke's girlfriend caught him in a car with Meghan Markle playing Lollipop Lollipop. And nasty Meghan cannot say that that was made up or whatever, as it was on daytime television. Like I said, nothing new here, and you cannot blackmail anyone with something which already burned our eyes and we are already familiar with. So, Kingy, just don't bother, keep your money. There are so many pictures, some manipulated and some not, and there are even a couple of movies. So if you start paying now, you'll keep paying until you're 6 foot under. And like I said, most of us have seen it already. But anyway, I don't think you have enough money to pay for all these photographs and home movies. You will pay and pay and pay, and by the day you 6 foot under, there will still be more left. That is the daughter-in-law you guys chose. Too late now. Anyway, all I have left to say is, poor Meghan. Not only does she have a lot of trouble, but she's now so poor, so broke, that she can't even afford a pretty vase for flowers. No, she has to rinse her jam containers to hold her flowers. I do that too sometimes, but at least I remove the labels. Because the white roses in my garden are roses and not strawberry jam. Okay guys, let me go. Old Dragon Man is back on his feet, but now my daughter is down again. Honestly, this year is not the worst year ever. I've had worse, but certainly the strangest. So let me go fetch the Dragon Man, make him tea and a snack. Guys, so until we meet again on the next one, please take good care of yourselves and stay safe. Bye.